everyone, welcome back. I know it's been a little while since my last upload. I am trying really hard to get back on schedule. It's been a little bit hectic around here lately and lots going on, but I'll get into that later. In this video, I am continuing my Dip Powder Ombre series with Scrub Ombre, and I'll be using the colors Erica by Revel Nails, and I'll be using Mulberry by West Coast Dips. Erica is a beautiful light pink, perfect for the scrub ombre, and Mulberry is this beautiful deep mauve color, which I absolutely love. This is the kind of brush I'll be using for the scrub ombre. We'll talk more about that in a little bit. I'm also going to be adding some gems to my ombre accent nails just to add a little bit of, style and color to it. And through the magic of editing, we're going to skip the process of dipping my solid nails because, well, if you've been here before, you've seen me dip. And if you're new here, welcome. I have a whole playlist of how I dip my nails, and I will include that playlist in the cards for you. And keep the focus. I want to keep the focus on the scrub ombre because it is a little bit time consuming. It's well worth the effort and the time, but it is a little time consuming and it takes a little bit more work. So we're going to get right into this. As you saw, I already dipped. I did a full dip in Erica, which is the lighter color. And I also want to mention that when I dipped my finger in, I did leave my finger in a little bit longer than I usually do, only because I wanted all of the powder to soak into the dip base. I didn't want to have any wet spots because I wanted to be able to start scrubbing almost right away. I am also going to mention here, I am not using my low odor dip liquids for this process, and I'll tell you why. Low odor dip liquids are very slow drying. Now you can still do it, you just have to wait a while. And for recording purposes and all of that and my own patience, I opted to use my double dip liquids today, which don't bother me as much as some other regular liquids do. So that's what I opted to do. Now that I have dipped fully into the lighter color, I am taking my dense bristled brush. Yes, dense bristle brush. It is not a fluffy brush. And I was scrubbing the color into the tip of my nail. Now, I am focusing the majority of the pigment at the lower tip of the nail. And I'll explain that as I go along, but there's a reason for that. There's a rhyme and a reason. So now I am going to go in for a second dip into Erica, the lighter color. And again, you're going to see I hold my finger in the powder just slightly longer than normal. That is just to make sure that I don't have any wet spots and that the powder soaks very well into the base liquid. Okay. See, a little bit longer. Now I'm going to tap off the excess. And I don't know if you noticed this, but I did not brush off the excess dip powder. I just kind of went right into scrubbing. And I just think that's, I think for some reason, I think that the pigment scrubs in a little bit better when you do that. Maybe I'm wrong. It's just been my experience. So now on this second turn, I am still scrubbing the lower part near the free edge and the tip. However, I am now also scrubbing a little bit higher than that because what we want to create is a seamless blend from the lighter to the darker color. So I start off concentrating the color at the lower part near the tip and the free edge. The second time I scrub up slightly higher so that there's sort of a fade happening. And then the next step is to apply a layer of clear dip powder. Instead of the lighter color, I'm going to use clear, and that is because obviously the lighter color had some pigment in it, and clear dip powder is just plain acrylic with no pigment in it. So when you scrub into it, it will just take on the color that you're scrubbing into it because there's nothing interfering with that, and that makes the color that much deeper. So I'm going to do that twice. I'm going to do 2 layers of clear, and I'm going to scrub into both of them with my deeper color, my darker color. And I'm going to speed this process up a bit because, you know, it is a bit tedious and repetitive. But just like in the previous 2 layers, I am on the first dip concentrating the color at the lower end of the nail, closer to the free edge and the tip. And then on the second dip, I'm going to scrub a little bit higher up to create that seamless blend and transition into the lighter color. And just like that, again, some movie magic, and I have completed the scrub ombre on my other nail as well. Just trying to avoid being a bit repetitive and redundant, because you can always hit that rewind button and go back and re-watch if you want to, but I didn't want this to be an extremely long video for you. So now I am just moving right into clear encapsulation on all 5 nails, and when I'm done with that, I'm going to activate. Then off camera, I'm going to file and shape everything. I'll come back, we'll do some top coat, and then we'll add a little bit of bling. All right, now that we're all shaped and filed, I just wanted to ask while I apply my second activation, have any of you ever tried a scrub ombre before? Have you tried any kind of ombre before? What's your favorite kind of ombre? Is this series being helpful for you? Is there any kind of ombre technique that I have skipped or missed, or something that you would like to see me demonstrate for you? I think I've touched on most of them. I think the only thing I haven't done yet is, well, there's a couple of things, but I haven't done a vertical ombre using solid dip powder rather than glitter. Is that something that you would all like to see? If you have any suggestions or ideas, go ahead and leave those down in the comments below, because I am truly open to suggestions. I just want this series to be helpful and useful. So if there's anything I've missed, I'd really love for you to let me know. Also, while I finish up this top coat, before we get to applying those pretty little pastel gems, I wanted to maybe talk a little bit about why things have been a little bit crazy around here. So my husband and I are in the market for a new bedroom furniture set. We have been looking and looking. We've been looking online. We've been looking at furniture stores. and we're just not having a whole lot of luck. We have pretty similar tastes. We both kind of really know what we like and what we're looking for, and we're just not finding it right now. And I think we're starting to realize that the style right now is just not, it's not the kind of aesthetic we're looking for, I guess. I don't know. It's kind of been a little disappointing, but we've been spending a lot of time doing that because we really, really desperately need a new bedroom set. Anyway, so that's been going on. But like, I don't know. I just don't like the styles that are out there right now. Maybe I'm just weird, but he's feeling the same way. So I know it's not just me. Anyway, so the search continues, but we may have to take a day trip out to somewhere in Western Massachusetts. There's a town called Gardner that is pretty famous for being like a furniture central kind of in our state. So we may take a day trip out there because we're kind of batting zero around here. I just know we're going to keep looking and eventually we'll find something that we both love. It's just going to take some time. You know, you want that instant gratification when you're looking for something new like that. You know, it's a big purchase and you get really excited about it, and then you get a little bit disappointed and discouraged when you don't find what you really like right away. Yeah, it's about patience, right? Maybe for us it's more of a marathon than a race, I guess. Anyway, so this top coat is pretty much finished and we are going to get to some bling. Who's excited for that? So I'm just going to use the wax end of my cuticle tool, my precision cuticle tool, to pick up the gems that I want to use. And I'm not going to show that whole process because it took me a really long time to pull them all out of that little tiny container. Anyway, I am using my Fast Bond that I use to apply my tips. It is the strongest glue I have ever used in my life. I have used this glue twice now to apply gems, and both times they stayed put, didn't lose a single one. This stuff is magic. For anyone who is allergic to gel like I am and cannot use the gem glue that they use, you know, the kind that you cure in the lamp, this stuff works just as well. In fact, for me, it works even better because I've used a few different kinds before I became allergic and had a reaction. I used a few gem gels and I was just not really a fan because I did actually lose gems. This stuff, it's like cement. Like, I'm not even kidding when I say it holds. And I really only use the tiniest little dot. That's it. And it stays put. What do they say? A little dab will do ya? Yeah. You only need a tiny little dot of this Fast Bond to hold your gems on, and they will go nowhere, I promise you. So that's my little tip of the day. So I'm going to finish applying these gems on this finger. I'm going to do the other finger off camera. Again, just trying to save time and not be repetitive. And then when I come back, we'll apply some cuticle oil, finish up with my final thoughts, and we'll be good to go. Here we are. Just like that, we have a set of beautiful ombre nails with just the tiniest little bit of bling. And now, as I always do, I'm going to finish up this mani with a little bit of cuticle oil. And this is one of my favorite companies for cuticle oil, Candy Skincare. And this is the most recent sub-bag scent. And it smells like apples and pears, and it smells like you're walking through an orchard, and it reminds me of apple picking, which is one of my favorite fall activities. I'd love for you to tell me what one of your favorite fall activities is. Go ahead and leave that down in the comments below as well. I hope that you enjoyed watching this video, and I hope that you're finding this series helpful. If you did enjoy it, please remember to hit that like button. It'll let me know to continue making content like this for you. And if you aren't a subscriber, I hope that you will consider subscribing as well. Thanks for being here, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye-bye now.